Yo, bro.
Mega 10 case tournament here at Area 3, buddy.
Today I played mekk-knight Sky Striker Invoked, and I X1. My matchups today were 6 Samurai, Trickstar Sky Striker for round 2 and 3, and then I proceeded to play a Blue Eyes deck, and then a Sky Striker Goki deck, and then my 5th round was 60 card hero, and then I proceeded to play pure Sky Striker, and then ending with pure or Trickstar Sky Striker. So we have 3 Alistair, the normal summon of the deck that searches Invocation and summons out my Invoked monsters. I still play the 1 Ray because I still think it's kind of good for when they try to kill Hayate, and I can just bring her back, just try to recycle and bring out Kagari. 2 Phantom Sky Blaster. My only generator token. I chose not to play Scapegoat because it's too slow, and with this and Alistair I can just bring out Goblin to do an additional normal summon, so it works out pretty good. 1 blue or 2 blue and 1 purple. This deck was just made literally 4 hours before the deck was made, so I just chose these simple lineups. And then 1 yellow because this format's in back row heavy, so I listen to people's advice. My hand trap lineup are 3 Ash. Still the generic hand trap stopper. Double Ogre. I wanted to play 3, but I didn't want to break with a lot of hand traps. Double Droll. This was okay at 2. It wasn't like my past decks with Trickstars, so I really don't think I need 3 Drolls. 3 Terraforming. Terraforming's good. 3 Meltdown. The field card for the Invoked archetype. While this is on field, when you try to fusion summon, opponents won't be able to respond to the fusion summon, so it's pretty good. Double Invocation. A lot of people like to play 3. I still think 2 is a very good number because you only ever need to recycle just the 1 to with Alistair's graveyard effect or this card's graveyard effect. 1 Book of Law for the new Alistair Link monster. I never got to play it today, but there's a really cool combo with it. 3 Engage. Very good card. Probably one of the strongest cards in the game right now. 3 Hornet Drone. My spell token generator. With this and Phantom Sky Blaster, you pretty much have OTK. The Jamming, Afterburner, and Widow Anchor. I never got to use this. This is probably MVP, and this is just an extra card. Double Pot of Desires. A lot of people like to play 3. I still think 2 is very good. 3 Call by the Grave. You have to main this now. It's just like your only answer. So for all you Yu-Gi-Oh players, if you don't main these, I'm sorry. And then my last 2 cards are Twin Twister. My past recent duels and locals, I found that a lot of people are playing Stun, especially with Gozen Match being a card. So I felt like I had to main these now, just to get an out. For my extra deck, the Boral Sword, Boral Low Dragon, my 2 boss monsters of the extra deck. I think I only ever made him mostly all day today. I think I made him once. Goblin, Cerberus, and Phoenix. Very important card, MVP. It allowed me to do 2 double summons to attack for game. And then this is a very staple extra deck monster right now. And when it's co-linked, you can draw a card after popping back row. And Cerberus. Cerberus is just another answer for special summon monsters on the field that I get rid of. I wanted to main deck Unicorn, but I forgot to main that, and that kind of bummed me out all day. But I mean, I guess somehow at the end of the day we made it, right? Double Link Spider. I chose Double Link Spider because I felt like in this deck it's kind of hard to bring out a Link Rebo, and even if I did, there'd be like no point. So I felt like Double Link Spider was okay. The 1 Space Insulator. As of right now, I still think it's the only generic Link monster that has an arrow pointing down that has Link 2 with the summoning condition of 2 monsters only. So it's very useful for co-linking with the Cerberus or Phoenix to trigger their effects and then draw 1. Hayate, Kagari, and Shizuku. I wanted to run double of her, but I had no room in the space, and I figured maybe one's just all I need to win. But what mostly happened was, this is probably the MVP right now, because all I've ever done all day today was to summon her and then follow up summoning her for defensive plays when I break. The 1 Alistair, the Invoker of Madness, very essential for Invoked decks, either peer or variant type decks. What it does is if it's on board and if a monster is fusion summoned on the card it's pointing to, then this card will trigger to discard a card from hand to add any an invocation or the Book of Law. But I mean, I only ever just summoned him today, and I never got to use his effect at all. And then for my final extra deck monster count is my fusion monsters, 1 Mekk-knight and 2 Purgatrio. With the way this game's going, with a lot of cards being used from the extra deck, I feel like 1 Mekk-knight is all I need for just 1 turn, and if they beat over it, then, well, that sucks. Then I'm already in a losing state. And then probably my best boss monster of the Invoked archetype is Purgatrio. There was a turn where someone summoned Scapegoat, and it allowed me to do piercing damage to attack for win. So what this card does is it gains 200 for every card my opponent controls. And then it does piercing and attack everybody once. My side deck, double cherries, very good hand trap. I don't think it's worthy enough to be main decked, but I mean, it all really depends on preference. It really only helped me out like once or twice in the duels today, but it's preference. Forbidden Graveyard, didn't get to use it at all today, and but it's there for answers. The 3rd Twin Twister, because I hate back roll a lot right now. Double Psalm Strike, it's my going first answer, but it never got to resolve. Triple Red Reboot. Trap card's a bitch. I hate trap cards. But I never got to activate this once at all either today. Let's see. Double Impermanence. I would like to run 3, but I had no room. And this card only got off once today in a whole duel. And then for my final triple evenly match, still the best blowout cards. Definitely go buy Megatons to try to pull some evenlies. Yeah, it's the best answer. And I only actually got to resolve it once today too. So
cool.
Shout out. Shout out to Alex Alankar, because it was my first time dueling him, and he's a super cool dude. Shout out to Air 51, of course. Always the best. Shout out to Team Ski Trip, because you know all the fellas in there. Shout out to Obi, TJ, Juan, Tim. I won this today. Honestly, I felt like this helped me a lot today. I don't know how, but this helped me a lot today. So praise be thy Jesus. And then for my final shout out, Kiana. He's a big supporter. Yeah, just love for everybody, guys. If you know me, shout out to you, man. We're in there, fellas. We're in there, fellas.